Parrots live mainly in the southern hemisphere. These birds live in a wide variety of habitats, but most of them live in tropical or subtropical regions. In the western hemisphere, they are found in the territory from Mexico to Central and South America, as well as on nearby islands. They also inhabit sub-Saharan West Africa, India, Southeast Asia, Australia, and the islands adjacent to the continent. Different species have different ranges, and some populations overlap with populations of other species. Different species prefer different types of habitat: mixed, tropical and palm forests, savannas, meadows, and the outskirts of deserts. Some species live in urban parks, gardens, agricultural lands, and highlands. Parrots are one of the most intellectually developed birds. Parrots learn well and quickly. They are able not only to learn words, but also to associate them with objects or circumstances. They are also able to imitate the sounds of other animals and copy various environmental sounds. African gray parrots, Amazons and macaws imitate the sounds best. But at the same time, parrots do not have vocal cords. They make sounds with the trachea when air is pushed out of it. Birds change the pitch by changing the shape and depth of their trachea. When parrots talk, they're actually just whistling. Parrots can use auxiliary tools and solve puzzles. Some individuals were even taught to read, count, and collect objects by shape and color. Scientists claim that the IQ of parrots is equivalent to the intelligence of a 4-year-old child. Parrots are very playful birds, and, as you know, games contribute to intellectual development. Parrots are the only birds that can feed with their paws. The paws of parrots are zygodactyl, that is, they have 4 toes on each foot, 2 of which are facing backward and 2 forward. They have very powerful paws that allow them to stay on branches for a long time and even swing or hang upside down on them. However, that's not all they use their paws for. The parrot's paws are like human hands. They often use one paw to grab food, twigs, and other objects, while with the other paw they maintain the balance of their body. Parrots literally eat with their paws, bringing food to their mouths. It has even been noticed that parrots prefer one paw to another. Therefore, just like us humans, parrots can be left-handed or right-handed. Most parrots are herbivorous birds. Each species has its own diet, but most of them in their natural habitat eat a variety of plant foods: fruits, seeds, grains, leaves, berries, nuts, buds, nectar and pollen. Some species also eat insects, invertebrates, and small animals. At the same time, most species specialize in one type of food. As a result of evolution, many plants have acquired chemical and mechanical protection from herbivores. However, parrots have become practically immune to the protection of such plants. For example, to neutralize toxic chemicals in seeds/fruits, some species of South American parrots, canas, amazons, and macaws, regularly eat clay from river banks. Alternatively, they eat a small amount of toxic seeds and combine them with a large number of harmless seeds, which significantly reduces the potential harm. Some parrots can live for more than 80 years. The lifespan of a parrot varies depending on the species. Some of them may outlive their owners. While small parrots live for a maximum of 20 years, medium-sized individuals live up to 30 years, and large ones are able to live up to a century. Macaw is a long-lived parrot. One blue and yellow macaw named Charlie overcame the age-old milestone. Another macaw named Poncho, who starred in several Hollywood films, died at the age of 89. It is noteworthy that the age of the macaw can be determined by its eyes. Young birds have black eyes, and old macaws have yellow eyes. The record of the oldest living parrot in captivity belongs to Cookie, Major Mitchell's cockatoo, who was 82 years old when he died in 2016. The maximum lifespan of a cockatoo in the most ideal conditions does not exceed 60 to 80 years. Parrots have strong beaks. One of the main features of the parrot is a curved wide beak, and the lower beak is often smaller than the upper one. The parrot's beaks are not only large and strong, but also strong. The beak of the hyacinth macaw, the largest flying parrot in the world, is strong enough to split macadamia nuts, which are considered the most difficult to split, as well as Brazil nut pods. He can even crack a coconut. For this reason, parrots should be handled carefully. Parrots are gregarious birds. Although all species differ from each other, most of them are social birds that live in flocks. They usually live and feed in trees, staying in the shade of the forest, although some species walk freely on the ground during feeding. But during the breeding season, pairs usually separate from the rest of the flock. Many parrots mate for life. To attract a female, the male parrot flaunts himself, dances, makes various sounds and demonstrates other signs of courtship. Once the female chooses him, they stay together for the rest of their lives, even outside of the mating period. Monogamous couples help each other find food, take care of each other, sleep together and take care of each other to strengthen their bond. Lovesick parrots are especially known for their strong bond, as they spend long hours just sitting together on a perch. Parrots are caring parents. Most parrots do not build nests, but lay eggs in stone cavities, tree hollows, cacti, or structures built by humans. However, monk parrots, Quakers, build their own nests and connect them together, forming structures similar to bird condominiums with separate rooms and entrances to the nests. These nest structures can be the size of a small car and weigh more than 90 kilograms. During the mating season, females lay from 2 to 8 eggs, which are always white. Parents take turns sitting on eggs. After 17 to 35 days, the cubs hatch from the eggs. They are cared for by both parents until they are ready to leave the nest. Parrot chicks are blind for the first 2 weeks of their life. After 3 weeks, they begin to grow adult feathers. Some species do not fledge for up to 4 months and remain dependent on their parents for several years even after they begin to fly. Parrot. Parrots have been kept as pets for 3,000 years. Parrots were first kept as pets by the ancient Egyptians, and then by American Indians and Chinese. They were brought to Europe in the 3rd century BC and were often kept in the homes of rich people or nobles. Such famous personalities as Aristotle, Marco Polo, Monarch Henry VIII, Queen Isabella, Marie Antoinette, Victoria, the Washington couple, Teddy Roosevelt and Steven Spielberg had pet parrots. Today, parrots remain the most popular pet birds in the world. However, keep in mind that if you plan to have your own pet bird, it needs a lot of space for training and research. If he is not trained, he will make excessive noise and bite. Parrot enclosures should be very large and include a variety of toys and materials that they can chew and tear. In addition to mental stimulation in the form of various toys and puzzles, these birds also need constant communication and affection. Cockatoos can move feathers on their heads. Cockatoos are old-world parrots that are usually not as brightly colored as other parrot species. Their feathers lack chemicals responsible for blue and green colors, so they have a duller color. Their most distinctive feature is the feathers on their heads, which they can move just as dogs can move their ears. The feathers on the cockatoo's head often rise when flying or landing, frightened, angry or excited. In other cases, they fit snugly to the bird's head, giving the impression that they do not exist at all. The largest parrot in the world can't fly. Kakapo is the largest parrot in the world. It can weigh up to 4.6 kilograms and have a length of more than 60 centimeters. For comparison, the smallest parrot in the world, a dwarf parrot with a yellowish-brown muzzle, weighs only 10 grams and grows to a maximum of 7.6 centimeters. Kakapo is actually the only flightless parrot on the planet. It is also the only parrot that is active at night, and this feature helps it to escape the attention of predators. Although Kakapo cannot fly, he can jump and deftly climb trees in search of fruits. Unfortunately, now the Kakapo is one of the rarest birds in the world. There are less than 150 individuals left in nature. It is also noteworthy that the vast majority of parrots look the same, regardless of gender, but the male kakapo is larger than the female, with a shorter tail and a shorter beak. Kia is the only alpine parrot. Kia, kakapo's cousin, is also unique. While most parrots live in warm places, Kia lives in the cold conditions of the highlands. He has thick feathers that keep him warm in chilly weather, and a rounded physique that allows him to keep warm. Kia are known as very intelligent and curious birds. However, sometimes their curiosity causes serious harm. Kia sometimes pecks cars, bright backpacks, and human clothes. There are also cases of theft of wallets, passports, and jewelry. Mischievous, isn't it? Parrots are one of the most beautiful exotic birds. They amaze with their intelligence, sociability, and cheerful disposition. It seems that you know everything about these wonderful birds, but you don't. We have collected 10 of the most unusual and interesting facts about parrots that will let you know that large parrots live longer than small ones. Depending on the species, a parrot can live from 15 to 80 years. For example, budgies live from 15 to 20 years. Colorful macaws can live up to 30 years, although there are birds of 50 years of age and older. Famous Jacko parrots live up to 50 years, but the record holder is a cockatoo. It can live up to 70 years. 2 parrots give names to their children. 0 parents give each chick their own set of sounds, which they then use to talk to him. The chick remembers this sound and then easily distinguishes who the parents call him or his sister, brother. 3 parrots have an excellent sense of rhythm. They accurately feel the rhythm, and do not mindlessly move to the music. If you change the composition, then the tempo of the bird's movements will change. 4 parrots are right-handed and left-handed. 0 studies have shown that parrots can be right-handed or left-handed. To find out, pay attention to which paw the bird takes the food and tries to open the cage door. 5 monogamous parrots. Even after the breeding period, the female and male remain together. They take care of each other, help find food and sleep next to each other. 6 cockatoos lack pigment. All parrots are distinguished by bright plumage. However, this cannot be said about the white cockatoo. They cannot boast of a bright color due to the lack of pigment, but they can move the comb located on their head. 7 parrots are very loyal birds. 0 They are very intelligent birds. They know their owner and are strongly attached to him. Consider this if you decide to have a parrot at home. 8 The parrot has a very strong beak. 0 The beak of the hyacinth macaw, the largest flying parrot in the world, able to crack the shell of a Brazil nut. By the way, the Brazil nut shell is considered one of the strongest. 9 Parrots recognize the sex of a person. 0 There is information about the ability of large parrots to recognize the sex of a person. So, for example, males gravitate to women, and females to men. 10 The body temperature of a budgie is usually 41 degrees Celsius. 0 The bird maintains it by controlling its activity level or changing the level of metabolism. Due to the absence of sweat glands, areas of the body that lack plumage, paws and skin under the wings, help to avoid overheating. Wings. 50 Most interesting facts about parrots. 1 Parrots are one of the most beautiful exotic birds that man has tamed. They surprise with their mental abilities and cheerful disposition. The variety of these birds is huge, from a tiny woodpecker parrot to a giant macaw. 2 Scientists have suggested that budgies have been living in Australia for about 5 million years. 3 The first Europeans to see parrots were the soldiers of Alexander the Great, who invaded Indian territory. 4 Parrots are considered one of the smartest birds, which has been repeatedly confirmed by numerous studies. There are even schools in Australia that specialize in teaching parrots to speak. 5 Parrots can imitate completely different sounds, from the voice of a person to the noise of working household appliances. They do this only with the help of the mouth, because birds do not have vocal cords. Hyacinth macaw parrot. 6 The world's largest parrot is considered to be the hyacinth macaw, a very beautiful parrot with bright blue plumage and a distinctive yellow ring around the eyes. In length, some individuals reach 1 meter, while the giants weigh relatively little, 1.5 to 2 kilograms. 7 The most expensive parrot in the world is the giant hyacinth macaw. The price of a bird is more than 500,000 rubles, which is explained by the incredible beauty of the parrot and its rarity. 8 The hyacinth macaw is on the verge of extinction and is listed in the International Red Book. The culprits of the disappearance of the handsome man are hunters and bird catchers who use them for commercial purposes. 9. Several species of parrots are able to imitate human speech. So, cockatoos can remember up to 40 words and several sentences. Loris are distinguished by the ability to reproduce 50 words and several sentences. And some wavers can repeat about 100 words, but at the same time they rarely speak in sentences. 10. The Jacko parrot is considered the most intelligent and capable of learning. There are cases when talkers not only assimilated more than 2,000 words, but also pronounced them with different intonation corresponding to the topic of the conversation. Black cockatoo. 11. Black cockatoos reach the size of 60 centimeters and weigh about 1 kilogram. The black cockatoo has the largest, up to 10 centimeters long, and a powerful beak. It can easily bite a human finger. It is not surprising that the word cockatoo in translation from Malay means wire cutters. 12. Parrots are one of the longest-lived birds. The maximum age of small individuals is 25, and large ones are 100 years old. 13. The beaks of parrots have a special design that allows birds to wield them with incredible accuracy, for example, pecking seeds from strawberries without damaging the berry. 14. Parrots have acute hearing and turn their heads 180 degrees. 15. In ancient Rome, parrots who could speak were worth more than young slaves. To teach birds speech, there were special teachers who earned a lot of money. Kakapo parrot, owl parrot. 16. The heaviest, but not the biggest, is the kakapo parrot, or owl parrot. The length of the kakapo's body is about 60 centimeters, while the weight can reach 4 kilograms. These parrots have lost the ability to fly and lead a mostly terrestrial lifestyle. But sometimes, apparently remembering their feathered origin, kakapo climb to the tops of trees and plan from a height of up to 50 meters. There are heavyweights in New Zealand. 17. By the way, in the USA, kakapo is recognized as one of the ugliest animals. Paradoxically, here he is also considered one of the most charming. Besides, he smells. It doesn't stink, but it smells, one might say, of perfume. 18. For the first time, the commander Wanzakrit brought parrots to Greece, and they were tame birds, since parrots in India have been kept in houses since time immemorial. In India, it was even believed that every noble person in life should not only build a house, plant a tree and give birth to a son, but also be sure to raise a parrot. 19. The Greeks liked the learned birds. They became popular very quickly and almost immediately got to ancient Rome. The Roman patricians believed that every noble house should have several birds, and therefore bought them for a lot of money. 20. However, with the decline of the Roman Empire, parrots also disappeared. The second coming of these birds to Europe occurred with the beginning of the Crusades, at the beginning of the 11th century. However, few birds were brought, they often died on the way, so only kings and the highest nobility kept them. Parrot Kia. 21. The Kia parrot is the most bloodthirsty parrot. It lives in New Zealand. Local farmers can't stand these birds. Allegedly, birds attack sheep at night and peck them to death. 22. Indeed, Kia is the only parrot whose diet, in addition to the usual nuts, fruits, cereals, and other vegetation, includes mutton. New Zealand residents compose legends about the bloodthirstiness of Kia and claim that they cause significant damage to sheep farming. The researchers came to the conclusion that in each flock of Kia there are 2 to 3 individuals who are really capable of killing a sheep. But according to scientists, this happens infrequently. The blue-fronted Amazon parrot. 23. Parrots were first brought to Russia at the end of the 15th century, when a Roman diplomat presented one of the bright birds to the monarch. 24. The word parrot is found for the first time in Russian documentary sources as one of the items of the inventory of Boris Godunov's property, made at the end of the 16th century. 25. The most common species of domestic birds are corellas and decorative budgies. Woodpecker parrot. 26. The tiniest are woodpecker parrots. The body length of an adult is 10 centimeters, and the body weight is only 10 to 13 grams. Because of their diminutive size, they are almost inaccessible to observation by scientists and for this reason are poorly studied. They live in New Guinea. 27 humans have binocular vision, and parrots have monocular vision. This means that they can see with their eyes separately from each other. 28 Interestingly, budgies lack vocal cords, and they reproduce sounds only with the help of the mouth. 29 In nature, they keep in packs, the number of which can reach 1,000 individuals. 30 Cockatoos and other representatives of the parrot breed give their chicks names. They all consist of different sounds made when birds chirp. These are scientifically proven facts. Budgies. 31 The fastest parrots are wavy. These birds fly at a speed of 120 km/h, however, this speed is short-lived and the undulations use their abilities only while searching for food. 32 In nature, budgies live in Australia and on some adjacent islands. The Aborigines call them bedtragas, which means suitable for food. 33 Budgies are able to imitate sounds, human speech and the voices of other animals. Their vocabulary is usually 100 to 150 words. The world record for talkativeness belongs to the parrot pack. He knew 1,728 words. 34 Budgies have very good eyesight and hearing. They see the world in color, with a very wide viewing angle and can hear sounds in the range of 400 to 20,000 Hz. 35 Chocolate, salt, avocado, and alcohol are poison for the budgie. Chicks of Amazonian parrots. 36 The Amazon parrot is the tallest in the world. His height can reach 1 meter. 37 Colonies of Patagonian parrots can number tens of thousands of individuals. Science knows of cases when 70,000 birds lived in one such family. 38 The body temperature of a healthy budgie is 41 degrees, and their hearts contract up to 200 times per minute. 39 The parrot Jacko was listed in the Red Book. He received such an honor as the most talkative bird. He knew about 400 words, spoke whole sentences and even in several languages. 40 Newborn parrots can weigh only a few grams. Wavy, for example, 2 grams. Parrot Corella. 41 Corella parrots have better eyesight than humans. They distinguish more colors and can recognize up to 150 different images per second, and the human brain can recognize only 16. 42 Indians often used corellas and other parrots as guards, because they informed their owners about the penetration of snakes into the territory. This information is supported by scientifically proven facts. Tropical parrots. 43 Previously, scientists believed that parrots can only unconsciously imitate human speech and sounds. But thanks to the parrot Jacko named Alex, this opinion was refuted. He was listed in the Guinness Book of Records and awarded the title of the smartest parrot in the world. After all, the world-famous grey nerd not only knew more than 400 words, but could also operate with the following concepts: size, color, numbers. For example, having received the task to bring 5 big red balls, he chose really red, big ones, and very often, the percentage of hits is from 65 to 80%, brought really 5. 44 These birds have a real sense of rhythm. Such a discovery was made in 2011 by scientists after seeing a snowball parrot dancing to the music provided to him. The tempo of the composition often changed, but the movements of the snowball changed in time. 45 A funny case happened in the USA. Robbers broke into the house where the talking parrot lived. The bird memorized the names of the violators of the law and repeated them in the presence of the police. The attackers were found. Lory the parrot. 46 The name of the parrot species Lory in Dutch means clown. Such a nickname the birds got thanks to the bright feathers. 47 Lory parrots feed mainly on pollen and nectar, and their diet includes over 5,000 varieties of flowers. Colorful budgies. 48 Left-handed and right-handed people can be found among parrots. You can determine this by following the pet, which paw he takes a treat, for example. 49 Indian policemen detained a talking bird insulting a woman. As a result, it turned out that the abusive words of the pet were taught by her son, to whom the woman was a stepmother. 50. A parrot living in Moscow knows the nicknames of his flatmates, 2 cats and 2 dogs. And when someone from the pack approaches the smart guy's cage, he unmistakably calls them by their names, never confusing Murdoch and Bobik.